Going on, everybody? International Fitness and another episode of Crypto Hedger. So anyway, go over a couple things today. One of them is going to be real quick. I had somebody comment in one of my other videos about the AGI token, the Singularity Net token. You know, for the humanoid robot Sophia and artificial intelligence technology. And what you need to, as I said before, I don't give financial advice. I'm not going to tell you when to buy it at or necessarily what price to buy it at, but what I will say is I'll give you a couple of little facts. And the ICO, initial coin offering, opened at and was sold at, I want to say it was 10 cents. I'm back on their site to confirm. Here we go. So right now, the current price for AGI is, according to CoinMarketCap, 72 cents. Give or take, it's fluctuating in there a little bit. The high looked like, I think it reached an all-time high of about $1.85. And what you need to look for is the best price to buy it, in my opinion, would be somewhere around the initial coin offering and the so far steady low. Because eventually, as one of the commenters commented, that yeah, the token probably is going to actually be you know, pretty substantial in the long run. There's a couple of websites you can go to when you look at price evaluations on cryptocurrencies. You can find them for, I mean, it's kind of crazy. It's like it gives you a long-term, you know, kind of write-up. Ultimately, I think it's based around Bitcoin's, you know, fluctuations and price movements and market cap, you know, reaches and all that kind of stuff. You know, going from, you know, analytical points of views with charts. And I think they're graphing most of the ones that moved against Bitcoin, which I believe is one of those crypto millionaires, money-making type deals that he's telling you for free and all that good stuff. And I think it's that basically the ones that jumped when Bitcoin did was pure speculation and buying those altcoins at stupid low prices according to what Bitcoin costs, you know, and then getting a return similar to Bitcoin based on, you know, that jump. You know, not $50,000 off of, you know, $100 investment, but, or more, you know, but I mean, it could, depending on how many actual tokens or coins you got. Let me move this back a little. Now, what I will say is that if you take advantage of the ones that are super low right now, like Vaultcoin, Dimecoin, Fastcoin, excuse me, you know, and some of the other ones like that, you will, hold on one second. What was the initial, I'm sorry, ICO for AGI? Let's see if that brings any quick results, because I want to say it was 10 cents. I'm about 90% sure that's what I saw that day. Decentralized marketplace, here we go, let's see. And basically, my point of all this is that the price I think you should buy it, if it opened and started selling at 10 cents to a discount to all those people watched that price skyrocket, and it was almost like a pump and dump. Not saying it is, I'm saying it kind of like that, formula-wise, because it sold off and then it went back down. I think I saw it as low as like 40 cents or so. And right now it's between 65 and 75, depending your exchange that you're using. You know, you can get a lot of benefit out of some of those. And let's see. I don't know why I can't find this. I found it the other day in no time. I'm pretty sure it was 10 cents. So we'll just leave it at that. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. So what I will say is that it's going to be used, according to them, to conduct payments globally, you know, with censorship and exclusion buying artificial intelligence services from anywhere in the world, which is awesome. Majority of these cryptocurrencies are talking up security, secure contracts, secure transactions, fast transactions. There are several cryptos now that are promoting super fast transactions, which is awesome. You just got to get on the right one. We already talked about Ripple, and that's one of my previous videos, if you want to go back and look at that. Some of them are kind of long. This will probably end up being a longer video, but just based on those speculation and hype factors, you know, you want to be careful, but if you can take advantage of it, then why not? Just woke up a while ago, guys. Sorry if I look, you know, tired or whatever. I've only slept for about 5 hours maybe. maybe 4. Shout out to people who sleep on less. So anyway, so I got me a little board, so I don't have to write on like crappy paper anymore, even though it's super sloppy. No worries. What's on the board? So we're going to talk about just a couple things. We talked about AGI price, you know, right now, and what it is, what it could be, what to buy it at, etc., etc. Like I said, I'm not going to give you any thing but my opinion, and my opinion is around now, because it's already sticking around the low side. So once it hits its spike and, you know, AGI really pumps out into the system, gets on a bunch of exchanges, and they start making a lot of moves with the company SingularityNet, and things really start to unfold, it's still decentralized, so that's great. So we're going to say probably around now, anywhere between 10 cents and $1 is probably a pretty good range, in my opinion, not financial advice, to buy it at. I actually got it kind of high. I went ahead and picked it up at about $1. I almost hit it at $1.65. Unfortunately, I waited and a little longer, and I got it about $1.16. So I just bought like, I don't know, like 85 of them or something like that. So it's just chilling in my one of my accounts, you know, just waiting for the day to spike. Another thing I want to talk about. That's all for AGI. Another thing I want to talk about is this article I stumbled across a while ago about what I mentioned on one of my other videos. People using credit cards to buy crypto. And if you do it properly and you have every intention of paying the credit card balance off, which apparently according to the survey, people did not do even when they did get profit rewards. Survey about credit cards and crypto. So it was survey polls American awareness of cryptocurrencies and ICOs for all those people using credit cards to buy. Basically, okay, so there's a bunch of articles. Apparently, I just Google search real fast. So I was trying to find the same one. So it's saying use a credit card to buy Bitcoin and then carry over the balance. So basically, the people are buying Bitcoin, taking the profit, sending it to their bank accounts, whatever, and then they don't pay off the credit card. They don't pay any balance toward it. They just leave it maxed out or whatever. Don't do that. For one, if it's yours, you're screwing up your credit unless you pay it off. You're putting your credit card utilization way against you. Not something you want to do if you have any care about your credit. Now, if you made $20 million by doing so, then I'm sure you can handle a small credit card. I don't know how big your credit cards are, but I'm not saying go and do it. But I'm saying if you're going to buy crypto with the credit card, Capital One apparently restricted anybody currently. They did say that they're going to analyze and watch the crypto market evolve and see what it turns into, and obviously they'll probably change their mind later if they're like, oh look, we got people spending thousands and thousands of dollars on cryptocurrency, why aren't we getting that money? And you know, because Credit One, they don't have a problem so far. That's the one I use when I do decide to buy it, because you get it instantly. Now, I'm not running out buying ICOs. I'm getting through Coinbase, so I'm in a somewhat secure transaction, so I know where the money's actually moving. So if you send your credit card payment to some, you know, out of the country place, you know, you don't really know who's getting that transaction. You don't know if they're receiving all your information to use it, to sell it, to defraud you, or whatever the case. Please be careful. Don't be stupid. Credit cards and crypto equals bad is what I got written on the board. Only because if you don't intend on paying off the credit card balance, and if you are intentionally using it to abuse the credit card to get Bitcoin or Ethereum or Litecoin or whatever ICO you're investing in with no intention of paying off the credit card, then you're part of the problem. That is why our trillions and trillions of dollars in debt. You go to look at the United States debt clock, or, you know, yeah, debt clock. You can see the massive amount of credit card debt we have there. And for people who max out credit cards and don't pay them off and have no intention of paying them off, not a good thing. You need to reconsider what you're doing. So that takes care of that. Credit cards and crypto equals bad. Don't do it unless you really know how to scalp and you're going to pay off the credit card. If you scalp, you immediately buy Litecoin for $170. You put $170 in, it goes up to $500 again. You take your profit, you cash out the entire amount that you put in, and then you pay what you use the credit card, you put it back. on the credit card. You don't hold it off and leave that balance there rotating, and then now you got this money, and now you spend it on a new pair of shoes or a suit or dinner or reinvested it into the 15 other cryptocurrencies. If you reinvested in other cryptocurrencies for a certain amount of time, what you should have done is use your profit for that and put the other money back in your credit card or your bank, back to your credit card, whatever. Because you can't cash out back to a credit card through Coinbase. And now, flipping off of cryptocurrency for a moment, talking about stocks. Any of you guys ever heard of Wolf of Penny Stocks? So I'm going to utilize this as a tool because I almost made a really nice return this morning. I caught it last week and I did decent. And I'm going to break this down in my opinion of what I think it is. I'm not knocking you guys for Wolf of Penny Stocks at all. I think it's kind of awesome, what you guys do, and you're using real companies, for your utilization of the market moves and the breakout periods and all that. So what we're going to talk about real quick is that code there, Mojo, M-O-G-O, breakout. Went from 16 cents open to $3.18 high, and then closed at 75 cents today. Why does that matter? Who cares? If you know how to invest money, you should know. So, Mojo breakout. Let's talk about it real quick. Wolf of Penny Stocks. Got their notifications. I get them all the time. Once a week at least, you'll get something, maybe every 2 or 3 weeks. And what they do, from what they say, they never own anything. They're not promoting any stocks specifically. They don't get any free shares. They buy shares, whatever. They're specifically reading the analytics of the charts, and they use the chart to gauge, either ascending or descending triangles, whatever they're doing, specifically looking at the moving averages over a certain amount of time, 10, 15, 20, 200 day, whatever, and they see a moment to where it's going to break. Well, what I think they're doing as a whole is using forums and opinions and messages and, hey, get ready for our next breakout. And once you show repetition of benefit, when, hey, we said it broke out and it broke out. Now, I'm not going to say it's a pump and dump scam or scheme, but it kind of feels like it. But what I will say is I'm going to use it. I utilize this, okay? This morning, my laptop glitched on me, good old MacBook. Getting rid of this so I can get a faster processing laptop. It is old though. It's an older MacBook. It's like 2013 or whatever. This is 2018, so if your technology is behind, you'll suffer. And there's not even that much information on the computer as a whole, taking up space and whatnot. So I don't understand why it was going slow like it did. But what I will say, and I'll show you real quick. Let me refresh on my pages so they don't log me out of my accounts. I will say, and I'll show you right here on the chart where you can see for yourself the Mojo stock on Fidelity. So the broker, one of the brokers I use also TD Ameritrade, if I haven't mentioned that before. It might be hard to see this, but you'll see where my mouse is on, my arrow. All right, let's just focus in. 75 cent. Let's see. See if I can. All right, you see your spike here. Look at that. That high is $3.18. Your day high, $3.18. Your open, 16 cents. Your day low, 12 cents. And the previous close is the 75 cent for tonight. And the 52-week high, how ironic, $3.18. It hit that massive volume off of, in my opinion, pure speculation. Now, the company itself, I read a couple things about them on Google. I guess I got some more money on one of these accounts that has heard some change. I did some recon on them on Google, and they actually look kind of promising. As a whole, okay, I think that was one of my other exchanges. Did it finish? Nope, not yet. They got a little more. Using other exchanges to move the money on crypto. What it did was, it was hyped up, in my opinion, to the point that, hear me out. I'm not saying it's a scam. I'm not knocking you guys. I actually like this because anyone who knows how to play the game and ride the wave, you can score every single time. Last week I did it, but I got in late, And it happens very fast. All right, it happens so quick. The volatility spikes so fast. It went from 200,000 people or 200,000 volume, what do you want to say, to 1.8 million in volume in like 12 minutes. It's unreal. All right, the breakout from 16 cent when I opened it at 9:31. When I refreshed the page because it was showing closed, I refreshed the page. It showed 19 cent. Boom, limit order. Put it in. Passed it. Didn't even get it in. I thought it was on, and I would have made out very nice today. All I did was put 219 cent. Missed it because when I hit limit order, guess what it did? Shoo! By the time I refreshed the page, it was at 40. I refreshed again, it was at 60. And next thing you know, it's at $1.20. I finally got it in to put a market order after I canceled the other order because Fidelity doesn't let you put two simultaneous orders together. I missed it, and I should have went ahead and still bought it at $1.20, but the one last week I watched went from 28 cents to $1 and then fell back down, and that was it. It closed out at the end of the day at like 71 or something like that, 65. So you still could have made out good if you got in low. So I even debated because they sent me another message, and it was so hyped and spiked today, and the company actually has good positive things happening that it was moved to a strong buy. So in the event that all these aftermarket orders right now are going in, maybe, I don't know, I thought about doing it a while ago. I was going to put, I was going to buy 200, at 75 cents. That's what it is right now. And if it opened tomorrow and spikes again, hell, it could go from $1 to $3 to $5 to $12. I watched one go from, I think it was 90 cents to $12. That is tremendous. Today, this thing gained, after it closed, it was 316% close. One day, 316%. The total, when I was watching it, when it hit 3.18, I think it was around 1,100, 1,200%. When it tipped top spiked, I think it was probably 1,600. That's what they had advertised on the Wolf of Penny Stocks. And I'm not by any means like recommending them for you to use, but I'm just saying what I think this whole process is, speculation, fear and greed factor. I believe they're pumping up the market, right? You got A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. We'll just say 1 through 8, whatever. 8. I got 10 guys that work for me. This is hypothetical dramatization speaking. I got 10 guys over here. I got this penny stock that we've been watching for a while. Company seems to be doing good, so we can put foot ground on what we're doing and saying is going to happen, right? So, hey man, this company's releasing all this. They got this. They hit this new marker goal. They opened this many stores. They got into Kroger. They got into Walmart, whatever. And I'm sending emails and newsletters and text messages to all hundreds of thousands of people, whoever are on here. That's you. And me. As soon as I open this thing up, 19 cent limit order. Don't try to do a limit order on the opening because chances are you'll miss it, or it'll go so fast that it'll just pass your order. Or you'll end up being put in really high because you don't know how many people are in front of you and how many orders are in front of you. Because if you put in a market order and it's at 19 cents and it goes to $3, you might not even get it until $1.50 or $2. And then by that point, you still made $1 per share, and that's amazing. But now you got to sell it. If you can't sell it higher than what you bought it, you're going to be out. And if it flies back down to $1 and you got it at $1.50, $2, you just screwed yourself. So you have to be very careful. Volatility is a very amazing and dangerous thing at the same time. And I'm going to follow this tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. The market's going to be closed for the weekend. I personally think, due to the hype, Mojo could jump again. M-O-J-O. If you want to ride the wave, my opinion, I'm going to do it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think it's going to be good. I'll watch the market open again at 9:30, and I will see, okay, did it jump up to, I don't know, I bought it, say if I could get it at 75 cents, and then it spikes up to $5, and I sell it immediately, limit order, 450 sell, and somebody will suck that up fast because the price is at $5. I just put a sell at 450. Of course, somebody's going to take it because now they were able to eat that up like that. And if I could buy a 75, $200 worth, and then turn around and sell it at $2 or $4.50 or whatever, way above 75 cents, minus your $4.95 trading fee per Fidelity and whatever it is on whatever other exchange you use. So I got $4.95 in, $4.95 out. We'll just call it $10. So I need to be $10 on top of my investment, and everything above that is my profit, right? You don't want to be short on your profit, because then if you're, you don't calculate in the $4.95 and $4.95. Okay, you bought in, you got this much for this price. Well, your cost per basis is going to be higher because you're $4.95 fee. So make sure you calculate that in. Don't make the mistake of thinking, oh, I sold it at this and I sold it for a few cents higher. Now, if you make just a tiny bit of profit, you did not lose. You might not have gained hundreds of dollars. I probably could have squeezed out a couple thousand out of that if I would have went hard. But like I said, the computer, I should have used my cell phone, but I used the computer thinking it was going to be faster. But my Samsung S6 Galaxy phone apparently is way better than this Mac computer right here that only had 2 browser windows open, and refresh took like flipping, I don't know, it was like, I felt like I was waiting for 15 seconds for it to load one page over. So what I'm saying is, if you want to get in, the same thing I talk about cryptocurrencies, and I'm starting to see mass fluctuations in cryptos, the super sub penny and penny cryptos. I'm starting to see those spikes similar to this, which tells me somebody's starting to do this with cryptos. I mean, you'll see orders for just crazy amounts of money. I know there's people out there with a lot of money, people that probably made billions on Bitcoin and stuff like that, probably playing in the crypto markets. But I mean, when you see something like Dimecoin, I'm thinking a million, coins is something crazy wild, but this cat traded 24 million or $25,000, and then, what's that? 200, 300 million, coins in one trade for US dollars on this exchange on Litecoin and stuff like that, because you can see them. I mean, I'll go through right here. I'll go look at it right now. So let's go to buy and sell and trading on livecoin.net. My favorite one. If you go to my Facebook page, Crypto Hedger, that link will actually take you to Livecoin. Feel free to do that if you don't know where to go. Yeah, let me get a Dimecoin here real quick, and I'll do Dime to Ether, or let's see, Bitcoin, Dime to US dollar. So right now, in a US dollar, it's $0.0001. All right, so 2.89 Bitcoins, so about $22,000 worth of trading volume in the last 24 hours. So Dimecoin's not moving a lot right now, but hey, it's okay. So what we're looking at, I'm looking at these, I'm going to click on this Dimecoin for US dollars. That way we can see US dollar mark numbers. All right, so right here on the selling Dime, these people sold 89,629,576 Dimecoins at 0.0001 US dollars, and it was $10,755. The one below that's 218 million Dimecoin at $28,000. You've got massive moves in this, and that's why in the stock market, Mojo Breakout, somebody just got rich. Who was it? Who just got rich? Likely the people that are, helping pump this thing up, and then you get the public who sees it spike and they're like, oh gosh, I got to get in, like I'm doing. But I get the hint, I got the Wolf of Penny Stocks deal. I'm not just watching, what stock is jumping here and there, because when you go to, what people are buying now, like Fidelity has this thing. It's like, let's see, let me go back. You go back home. So when you go to Fidelity's homepage, you might have to log into your account if you have one, but it tells you. So it gives you like a breakdown of the S&P and then the stock, the Wall Street, all that good stuff. It gives you some top news, jobless claims, tax reform, etc., etc. Yeah, let me log in real quick because it doesn't actually tell me. Let me go to my portfolio, and we will discuss that because I want to see. Let's see. Yeah, so down here it goes your top and bottom movers, and then it has market movers. You got most active, you got gainers and losers, and you got orders by Fidelity customers. So what we're looking at here, you got gainers and losers. You got it's like a 50-50 split. You got like 5 on top, 5 on bottom. It's like 58% was the highest mover today. Obviously, not including Mojo because it was 1,600% at one point and 300% otherwise. But they're not advertising that, likely because it's a OTC stock and not a blue chip. I could be wrong, but what I will say is that, yeah, most actives, you got, let's see, 90-day average, and then total volume. You got a lot of volume in AMD microchips. That's a really, really good one. I got that. GE is actually pretty low. I hear there's a lot going on with them that's not going to be good, based on reading or whatever. So then you go over here to orders by Fidelity customers, and it gives you kind of like a buy-sell ratio. You're looking at like Apple, is one of the highest buys versus sells. Netflix is on that. Amazon, Caterpillar. Let's see, Ford. Ford is actually extremely bought over sell. Wow, that's a lot. And even GE's bought up. So I don't. Okay, so anyway, so basically what you could do is look at this. I just went to the full list. I want to see if Mojo is on here, and let's see, sell orders, buy orders. And it's cool though because they have this orders by Fidelity customers. If you go on Fidelity, I like their site. It's pretty self-explanatory. But look at this over here. You got news reflecting these stocks, and what maybe articles may be linked to it. So that's pretty cool. So there's so many tools on each and every one of these websites that utilizes any kind of investments. And you want to get the heavy hitters because generally they're going to have tools that are just way better than other places. So let me see if I can find Mojo real quick on this. Price change. No, these are all heavy stocks, like Amazon and Boeing and stuff. Really, really big stocks. That's a lot of orders. Let's see. Wow, Aurora Cannabis made it in this top. I remember making a good profit on it. Wow, man, I should have held on to that. I sold that sucker way back in November. I should have held on to that. It's at $10 now. I was making out pretty nice on that guy. Let's see, 52-week range. Yeah, it was. I had it down in the $1.30 range. Let's see, Canopy Growth Company. These cannabis corporations they're moving. I saw one for a possible mover, or breakout pretty soon. I think it was MCOA, I want to say it was. Let's see, Marijuana Company of America. Yeah, right now it's 0.04296 cents. And if you're looking at charts, I mean, you could easily see a retracement here, triangle-wise, coming together, and it's going to spike over your resistance and support lines. And volatility-wise, volatility was huge yesterday. And it went from, let's see, I mean, it's still in the same cent range, but those decimal points can make a lot of difference for people with a ton of shares. But you went from right around right at about 0.039 cents, and you spiked up to 0.046 cents at a high yesterday at almost about market close, it looks like. And now you're chilling at 0.043. But I was reading on some forums looking for some information about Mojo, and that's what I found. I found out some of these other companies are ultimately being hyped up. Now, it could just be, like, I think it was called, like, Billionaires Club or something like that for penny stocks or something. But what you're looking for is a possibility for it to go really high. So what I do is I go on here and I click Set Alert. And you can either set alert or you can set a price change trigger. And I actually have it to go to my cell phone. So if it rises above, I'm just going to say, since it's never been above 5 cents in the last recent time, I'm going to put 6 cents just to be on the safe side. And I'm going to put drops below, we'll just say 0.0. We'll say 0.039 since that was the lowest the other day. We're going to put wait for breakout as a note on 0.06, because if it rises above 0.06, it does have seemingly pretty good potential to get worked up for one of these, stock jumps here. I'm going to put fallout for the note for the other one. Complete setup. So now in the event that this goes and I don't get a Wolf of Penny stocks, recommendation, because some of these stocks, they jump without any kind of inspiration from other things unless it's a completely involved, company or whatever. I mean, I'm waiting for some of these penny stocks that I'm holding to get, on this Wolf of Penny Stocks thing, and I got a ton of shares of, and I'm just like, oh, look at that. Boom, sell order. Get out of here. And I make 20 or 50 times my money, or 1,000 times in one case this morning. If I would have had that, that would have been amazing. But I do like a lot of these notes on here. When you invest in certain companies, you get different things from different like Newswire, public relations type articles and stuff like that, and even foreign countries information. So Cannabis Science is doing good. According to there's the blockchain market projected to grow, show strong growth. I know I've got several invested in those, and they showed some pretty promising returns today. But I'm looking for a certain percentage. As I mentioned Warren Buffett before with his 37 or 39% or whatever it was. That's the return he wants on his investments, and if he does not get it, then he gets rid of that investment or sells it off or trades it for something else that will give him that investment. And so that's what I did. I built kind of a system. If you haven't listened to my other videos, when I breach 35% profit, period. It doesn't matter what it is, how much it is. It could be $10, it could be $150, it could be $500. I sell it now. At 35%, as soon as it hits that mark, I cross over. That's my rule. In crypto, it is a little bit different. I think I mentioned that. My rule on crypto is once it gets around, if it's a substantial amount of money, 50%, 100% is huge. But when it's in pennies, I mean, you want something like, I don't know, 85 to 300% for it to make any real kind of difference, depending on how many coins or tokens you actually have. Same thing with penny stocks or shares or whatever in the stock market, because the quantity beats out quality a lot of times when it comes to return on investment. Not all the time, but sometimes. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm going to try to keep these videos fairly organized. Like I said, how would you feel if you had 1,000 shares and you bought them at 8 cents or 10 cents or 13 or 16 cents on Mojo, on the drink beverage company, and it crap and spikes up to $3.18, and you sold it at $3 with your 1,000 shares? That's $3,000 that you put what, $150 in? Come on, $50 to $100, and you made $3,000. There's no question that you wouldn't do that. And any common sense factor if you were able to capitalize on a movement like that. And so I'm done with talking about that. Real quick, the survey loaded up for me what I was talking about. They actually have it broken down here. So full survey results of the people who actually took the survey, how you funded your account to purchase Bitcoin. You have 18% using bank transfer, 33% with a debit card from the bank, 18% with a credit card, 13% with a bank wire transfer, and other is 16%, which likely would be some kind of weird paying type situation. I don't know, like different kind of cards or something, or maybe some kind of weird European /